So now what is the short term? What happens? We notice that the baskets are gone, and where did they go?
Yes, the baskets are gone. Athletics actually needed the baskets from Old Mac Court for Matt Arena, and they're going into the two practice gymnasiums that were built on the side of the new arena. So there's no more basketball in Matt Court.
You told me something about this building was originally funded. Maybe you can get into that.
Yeah. The students of the University of Oregon bought and paid for Matt Court way back in the 1920s. 1926, I believe, was the year that it opened. And this was a passionate thing that the students wanted a great arena for this campus. And they paid for the building, retired the debt completely on student fees back in that day. And so we think it's a marvelous thing now, all these years later, that for whatever life is left of Matt Court, before it is finally determined what this will be, that we're turning this building back over to the students, and it's going to be a venue for the everyday student recreation.
Except basketball.
Except basketball,
so
yes.
You'll have...
It's primarily going to be a volleyball venue. This is equipped for volleyball practice for athletics, and they're leaving behind for us all of the standards and nets, and we can set up 3 full courts of volleyball in this facility, and we'll be using it for our credit classes, so there'll be some good old-fashioned academic classes in this building, and we'll also be using it for our intramural sports for students, men's and women's, and mixed play, and drop-in recreation just for coming over to play for fun, as well as our club sport programs that will practice and compete in this building. One of our club sports has lost the venue that they have used for their practice in the past, and so for a short period of time we're going to be bringing all the crew training rowing machines into Matt Court, into some of the corridors, and they're going to be using this for practice for their venue as well. The upstairs balconies will be non-used unless we have a big event, and we're just not sure yet. We may have some larger events. We think that graduation for a couple of years at the end of the year may come in still in this building like it did before.
Not in Matt Arena?
There probably will be some graduation ceremonies in Matt Arena. Some of the smaller colleges often do their own graduation ceremonies. Some of that may come in here. Okay. It's all yet undetermined.
What are some of the plans being tossed around?
Well, you know, it's interesting. When this building was built more than 80 years ago, this was sort of the edge of campus. But over the last 8 decades, campus has really grown to really surround this building, and suddenly we find this in the heart of campus. So one of the things we want to be able to do is to use this for an academic space. So the long-term goal is to be able to use the space here for academic purposes. Our hope is we can do that, but also maintain the structure. One of the things we've looked at is, is it possible to reuse the building, to do some kind of a historic remodel that maintains the integrity of the structure and sort of the historic perspective of the structure, but also use it for current day purposes. They definitely need the room. They would be able to incorporate the existing structure here, and they'd have to add on other structures with it to make it a large enough square footage to meet their needs. But that's certainly one place that we could put this building to use.
So is tearing it down still on the table? Is that still an option, or are you really looking at not doing that?
I guess what I would say is there are no options that have been taken off the table. Certainly we're interested in saving the structure if at all possible.